Welcome. Today, we're diving into a secret weapon that screenwriters use to make their characters totally unforgettable. It's this simple, visual trick that, honestly, can say more than pages and pages of dialogue ever could.
You ever watch a heist movie and feel like you need a spreadsheet just to keep track of everybody? You know, you've got the mastermind, the tech whiz, the muscle, the inside man. It can get overwhelming, right? So how in the world do writers make each one of them stick in your brain? Well, they've got a secret for that.
The solution isn't about cramming in more dialogue or giving everyone a complicated backstory. Nope. It's something much more visual, much more direct, a single symbol that can tell you everything you need to know about a character in just one glance. So, let's pull back the curtain. What is this secret to creating a character who sticks with you long after the credits roll?
And look, the challenge here is huge. Let's go back to that heist movie example. You're not just following 2 or 3 people. You might be juggling a whole crew of 10 or even more. Every single one of them has to make a sharp, immediate impression, or they're just going to get lost in the crowd. So, how do writers solve this puzzle? They use a really specific technique that's designed to, well, imprint a character onto our brains. It's such an elegant and incredibly effective solution to a classic storytelling problem. And that solution is the character prop. This is the key. This is what unlocks how we see and, more importantly, how we remember every single person in the story.
Okay, so what exactly is a character prop? It's a single, unique object that becomes completely tied to one person. You can think of it like their personal calling card within the world of the story.
But here's the thing. This object is so much more than just something they happen to be holding. It becomes a visual shorthand for their entire personality, their special skills, their whole reason for being in the story. It is their symbol.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. Let's look at how this simple trick evolves into a masterful storytelling tool.
This is the real magic of the prop. By just showing it in a scene, a writer can communicate a ton of information without anyone saying a single word. I mean, this is visual storytelling at its absolute best.
So a prop basically speaks to the audience in 3 different ways. First, it tells us about the character's current situation. Second, it can reveal what they're thinking or feeling by how they interact with it. And third, and this is the most powerful one, it can actually foreshadow what's going to happen to them down the road.
All right, let's zoom in on that third point. Foreshadowing. Because this is where using a character prop goes from being a cool trick to a truly advanced, sophisticated technique.
The rule is actually pretty simple. When the prop changes, the character's about to change too. For instance, let's imagine a character's signature prop is a black ring they always wear. The condition of that ring becomes a perfect barometer for their entire journey. And this illustrates that link perfectly, right? When the character is wearing the ring, they're confident, they're in control. But a scene where that ring gets dropped or lost, that's not just a clumsy moment. No way. It's a visual promise to us, the audience, that a crisis is on the horizon, that this character's control is about to completely shatter. Which brings us to maybe the most important takeaway of all. We need to stop thinking about these things as just simple objects and kind of reframe our entire perspective.
The most profound way to think about it is this. A really well-used prop isn't just an accessory. It's another multidimensional character in the story. It has its own arc, its own purpose, and it actively helps drive the whole plot forward.
So at the end of the day, the prop becomes this perfect little vessel. It holds all the key information about its owner, and through its own changes, it tells the story in a much more elegant and layered way than words alone ever could.
So, the next time you're watching a movie, or maybe even writing your own story, ask yourself this question. It's such a simple key, but it unlocks a whole new level of understanding a character. What prop truly defines them?